Pauli Grana, we mini bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our delayed Transformers Earth Wars news stream. It's going to be different today because technical difficulties in my usual streaming software has is not working. I had to shut everything down, restart the computer, and get it all back, work it to try to get it all up again, and everything rebooted except OBS. So I've got no slides to show, can't share the game, uh, and no community corner. And I hope you guys at least are hearing me. so, um, you're seeing me at least. So yeah. Well, you know what it is, because it's not going the way it usually is. I didn't even put my headphones on, so ears confirmed, and yeah. So um, how's it going, Grind Time? Welcome. How's it going? Yeah, not sure what to do here. I could try to I can keep trying to pull that up to share us. Okay, thank you for letting me know you can hear. Yeah, well, welcome to everybody. Yes, Big Bronze Rib, thank you for the ear reveal. Thank you for welcome to Razor Quake and TBH Blur, Ditto, Victor was taken, and PB Choose, Super VH. Thank you all for being here. Oktar, also another channel member here. I do appreciate all you guys being here. Um, let's see. What was today's technical issue? Oh, looks like the software decided to finally open. Let me see if I can switch over to that. Then we can actually do it. The technical issue while I'm doing this is the video stream from OBS. It was going into OBS fine, but coming out of it, it was choppy, and that may still be the case. We'll give it a try and switch over and see how it goes. Hang on a second. Okay, so there we go. We switched over, and it looks okay so far. If it gives us trouble, we will switch off of that. At least when we go back to the whole camera view, and yeah. So I could do this again. If I had gotten it started before I decided to go live, I would have started with this screen there. So, and we also still have our. Well, that's taking a minute. Oh, I gotta take this off. So we've got our thumbnail still going, and it's one of those days. I liked how you guys were saying I need to kick Kremzik out or whatever. So I might make a different technical difficulties screen with a Kremzik on there. Of course, if I can't even start the stream, that doesn't do us any good, does it? Okay, enough of this blabbering. Let's get to the news. Now that it's working, today's or this weekend's event is called COMM-BOTS, as in like communication bots, because that's typically how you abbreviate communication, or at least where I work. COMM is what that is how we abbreviate it there. Let's see. Gather up your alliance. It went up to 200,000 Spark and Combat Spark, 2,500 4-star shards, which of course is a full 4-star crystal. 7,500 3-star shards, 50,000 premium shards, easy for me to say. 700. Where was I? 7,500 3-star shards, 50,000 premium shards, 750 5-star combat shards, and 1G metal, 3G metal, 7 gold power core chips, and a partridge in a pear tree. So obviously, if you have to gather an alliance, it's an alliance event. It's a totalizer, meaning it's a one big prize list. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time, and super XP throughout the event. Got to be headquarters level 4 and be in an alliance. Hit the yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect points, and collect prizes. The battle zones are the standard battle zones, and here is a list of the totalizer prizes, of which there are many. It goes to 1,000,000 points to complete the event. Obviously, if you can't hit 1,000,000 points with your alliance, like mine, just do the best you can and get what you can. So it's all good. It's still super XP. So even if your alliance mates aren't pulling your weight, pulling their weight, pull your weight, and you can level up your bots. So, okay, so first up, we're going to talk about the new combat bots because that was in the newsletter. They did talk about who the new bots are coming in for the at the end of this saga in the stream earlier today, and I have them to show. I just don't have slides for them. So first up is Trip Up. We actually learned about this guy last week, but due to personal reasons, I wasn't able to stream last week. So we're going to talk about Trip Up. He is as rowdy and spoiling for a fight as they come. He goes looking for trouble with the directness of a laser-guided missile. Let's put it this way. You wouldn't take him along to a negotiation, unless it's open warfare you're after. In your face, out of control, he'd be a liability if, despite his size, he didn't have a raw bludgeoning power to back it up. And his counterpart is Roller Force. And I can see I need to adjust my slides with the new camera position. Let's see. Roller Force is not an individual to whom the word can't is ever applied. He can and he will. Whatever the threat or obstacle, Roller Force just sees it as something to be removed or run over or otherwise reduced to smithereens. Everyone else is just in his way, and he'd rather go through than around you. If an immovable object ever meets his unstoppable force, watch out. So there you go, and their abilities. Captain Spark, thank you for becoming a channel member. Really do appreciate it. Their ability is they increase the movement and attack speed of nearby ally bots. That's all ally bots. I haven't had a chance to try them out, but apparently they do a little pulse, very similar to Hoist's ability and Crankcase. Is what it sounds like to me. So very cool. Not going to particularly boost everybody on the squad, but I think they will definitely be valuable bots to put on somebody else who doesn't have a better partner. You know? So recommendations, yeah, basically anybody who doesn't have obviously you got some people you really want to put on, say, Top Shot or Flak, Crater Maker, and what was his Fireline? Yeah, some bots you're going to definitely want to put them on, or a Warrior you're definitely going to want to put on, maybe a Lionizer, Taraxodon, or somebody like that. Somebody else, other people, just whoever else doesn't have a bot that makes sense, you know. So and whether or not they make it onto a war squad, that's going to be up to you. I don't have a particular war squad myself, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah, that's who they would be. Like I said, I haven't really tested them out yet, so I can't really say exactly who they would work. But once I get them and put them on, I'll let you know. Let's see. Before we get to the community corner, let's take a look at these little guys. So I've got a different lens on this camera, so just by default it's a little zoomed in. But I got it because I forgot to. There we go. I had turned that off for another reason. So the reason I've got this lens is because it works really good up close, kind of like the one that I use for my camera, but it's fixed, so I have to kind of zoom it in manually. And because the light is up here, not back where the camera is. So here is Trip Up. He's a partner of Big Daddy, who we haven't seen in the game yet. There he is. As far as a toy, he's got articulation, but just the way that he was made and the tolerances, he's not a very good toy. I mean, like these arms, they can kind of move, but it's the entire arm. It's on a ball joint, so he would be able to move out, but I mean, he's got such giant shoulders. I mean, worse than Shoulder Pads Prime, really. So there's not a whole lot. It's a Micromaster. What are you going to do? And since they're so easy to transform, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that. Basically the arms pretty much just stay in position. We fold down the front, and it does kind of tab in, and the legs, they will tab together and fold in. So here is Trip Up in his vehicle mode, and white always gets super overexposed. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's the wrong way. Let me see if I can turn it down a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Probably should have done this for my G-Axis review. Have you guys seen my G-Axis review? I put it up yesterday. Go watch it. He's a really good figure. But yeah, so there he is. He got a nice little Autobot symbol there on his door, and on the other side there too. I love that they've kind of got the exposed engine with the scoop and all that. So very cool. That is Trip Up, and his counterpart is Roller Force. Maybe bump this back up. This is where it usually is. So there he is. He's Drag Strip Patrol, maybe, I think, something like that. So there he is. Nice fuchsia kind of color. So he's got the better articulation that Trip Up can't do because his arms don't have giant shoulder pads. And it's interesting. Up until for the longest time, he came in a 2-pack with a partner. And apparently the name on the package was backwards. So the whole time up until they brought this guy out, I was thinking this guy's name was Groundhog. But then they came out and said, oh, no, this is Roller Force. And I was like, wait a second. That's not what my records say. So I had to go look it up. And sure enough, the package that they came in was just printed wrong. So all this time I was thinking this dude was Groundhog. But he's Roller Force. Imagine that. Racetrack Patrol. Okay. And these guys are the Hot Rod Patrol, I'm pretty sure. So there you go. And again, transformation here. This guy's actually kind of unique. Most Micromaster car Micromasters anyway transform very much like this guy. This guy, Roller Force, is a little bit different. I mean, basically, he's got the same pull the whole front of the car down, and the arms just kind of tab in. But the legs have a little bit of a difference. So you still kind of get them together, but instead of just completely folding over, they kind of just fold up halfway. And then these other parts fold the rest of the way. So it's a little bit of a different spin on a car transformer. And so I thought that's pretty cool. And he turns into kind of a F1 racer, except they don't usually have the enclosed canopy there. But yeah, so there is Trip Up and Roller Force in their alt modes. And this is probably how we'll be seeing them rolling around the game. So what's next? The stream or the slides say community corner, but we're not done talking the new stuff. Like I said, I don't have slides for these guys, but I do have toys for them. I'm going to move the camera back. First up, we're going to take a look at the new Autobot who was revealed. And this is why some of you guys are saying Ruination, and I'll discuss that in a minute. Next Autobot is Twin Twist. Based on this Titan's Return form of Twin Twist that came out a few years ago. Obviously, being in Titan's Return, he's a headmaster, and I always forget the name of this guy. It's like Flame. The head is like Flame something. It's not easy to remember because he's not supposed to be a headmaster, and he's not going to be a headmaster in the game. But this is basically what they are. And I haven't messed with this guy in a while. He's been off in storage, and I'm glad they brought him in so I could bring him out and have a crack at him again, because it's a pretty cool transformation how this guy works. So there is Twin Twist. And let's see. Pikachu says, calling it now, Twin Twist gets a skin core based on his Wreck and Roll repaint. That's very possible, because there is a alternate color to the Diaclone colored Twin Twist coming out in that Wreck and Rule line. A lot of people were hoping it was for this figure again, but now they just chose to do different colors. And his counterpart is... I'm pretty sure it's very difficult to pronounce. I'm pretty sure that it's based on a coelacanth fish. It's a very old ancient fish, and I only learned about that because I played Animal Crossing. Yeah, that's one of those fish you can catch. That's worth a lot of money. But so the it's Coelagon, Ceolagon. We'll see it next week's slides when I have time to prepare. I don't have, or we can bring it up. COE. Okay, maybe I spelled it wrong. I don't know. But anyway, Pipichu and Ditto got it correct. Thank you for helping out with that. And I didn't get that particular set, but I got the normal Seacon colors. Yeah, this guy is, I believe he was released as Gulf, which is his Japanese name, and he's Scalor in the um, United States. Anyway, so that is his alt mode, and I cannot tell you exactly which bot this was originally from the Combiner Wars or Power of the Primes line, because it has been so heavily remolded. Maybe because of the way the legs transform, is blot is probably the most likely. But this part, the head part, has been completely changed. He's got a whole new weapon that makes up the back of his fin. So, but yeah, there he is. So these guys, Pipichu says blot remold, which was remolded from Ripper Snapper. So yeah, so there you go. So same as usual. What was an animal again? It's called a coelacanth. No, hey, how about I do this? Put a comment going in there, so now I can put it on the screen. I'm pretty sure the spelling is right, but yeah, go play Animal Crossing New Horizons, and when you start getting into the fishing or whatever, you'll find out about that. Yeah, I haven't played that in the longest time. Yeah, so Sharksy's got it too. That's a pretty cool. What do you call it? Avatar there, Sharksy. Hey, Ryan Boyd, that was an accidental click, but I'll give you a hey anyway. Private Duncan says Hat Glitch plays that. Very cool. Speaking of Hat Glitch, how about we go ahead and move off of these guys? We can take a look at them a little bit later, but we still have some slides to get through, and let us move on. First up, from our community corner, our prolific sharer Razorquake 46 starts off. We've got Minerva, Chromia, and Ultra Magnus there, which very cool. It's you've really dipped into the well trying to find a lot of characters. So yeah, I mean, Chromia, what else can you do? She's pretty much just blue, and I think that's a really smart thing. And honestly, that's almost like the perfect version of a vehicle for Minerva. And obviously, you can't do a full car carrier mode for Ultra Magnus, but I think you did. I think you did well. I think that looks good. And we've also got some battle scenes from Razorquake. We've got Broadside and Thundercracker going at it, plus Strong Arm, Bumblebee, Blur, and Sideswipe. I think it's a little dark. Showed up for some action, and if you pay close attention to this picture, on the tip of Megatron's sword is the head of Alpha Trion. So that's kind of a brutal scene there, Razorquake. So, and Hat Kid is coming in. I thought this was really cool. But appears that in this universe, Superion, who has a little bit of a different configuration, has become the Prime, and he's got the Matrix and is storing it there. Because he's already got a Matrix compartment already built in. I mean, look at that. Clearly he was meant to be a Prime at some point. So very cool. And speaking of Hat Glitch, we've got an interesting take, and I left the text that was the comments from Hat Glitch. It says Galvatronus, I guess, Kingdom Cyclonus, Power of the Primes, Dreadwind, and Moonracer, and Slag, and Combiner Wars, Mirage, and Legacy RC as a chest minion. So that's actually pretty cool. It's very interesting to see how you take these bots that were never meant to be a combiner and are taking advantage of those 5mm ports and the handfoot guns that were popular in Combiner Wars and everything to get them to combine. For example, like what I was the handfoot guns. This was the one that's with what's his name, Scalor. So this one, they didn't go for the gun part of this, so it can be a hand or a foot. But in full Combiner Wars, they also were guns as well. So that's why a lot of people refer to them as hand-foot guns. Like all one word. All right. What's up next? Next up, we've got Prime and Duncan shared some Lego creations. This one was from, I can't remember how long ago you said, but this was from a while ago. Building up some Transformers using Lego, and they have evolved into what we see here today, which is very recent. And that is very cool. Uh, I I love Legos. I love building Legos, but I basically just follow the instructions. It's very rare that I end up creating something of my own. So I'm very impressed by you and everybody else who can do that. And I got a groan at this one when I was talking about the hand foot guns. Super VH comes in and says something's afoot. Ugh. Okay, got that out of my system. um, and Prime and Duncan is saying back on the Superion, says Superion is in a different configuration because don't have any of the aerial bot. Hey, but that's the cool thing about combiners in Combiner Wars and all that stuff is that they are kind of the Scramble City style that you can mix and match. For the longest time when they first came out, I made Superion and Dragstrip was part of it because they, for whatever reason, they released 3 aerial bots and Dragstrip, and Air Raid I think came in the next wave with the rest of the Stunticons. That's how they chose to do it, which is interesting that Dragstrip was the first Stunticon in Combiner Wars, and he's the first Stunticon in Legacy as well. It's very interesting. I don't know if it means anything, except that that's what happened. So, and now I think we're going to finish off with PB Is so we've as usual we've got to do combat bots. So we've got new Minecraft versions of them with Trip Up and Roller Force there, and we've got Shoulder Pads Prime and basically a G2 theme here going on here. And there's Mirage in his G2 colors that you can win. Some of you I think may have already done it. I'm still working towards it in this week's Cyber Pass, or this saga's Cyber Path, I suppose. And we've got Grimlock, who was already in one of the past Cyber Passes, and Silverbolt, who was there already. Very cool. And now we got some fembots going on. We've got Alita 1 and Chromia here. It's again, as always, it's amazing how the likeness that you can get using all these little bricks. It's very, very cool. And then we've got moved on to some Beast Wars Transmetals here with first up with Monkey Prime and Cheetor. Great job getting those colors. And that is Rhinox. Yeah, and I'm not really that familiar with this Rhinox. I have the Transmetal core on Rhinox in the game, but he's usually swiping as I'm playing the game. Don't really pay attention to him too much, and I don't think the core in the game really matches this as perfectly. But like I said, I haven't really paid attention to it. So very, very cool. And so there, let's go ahead and finish. So if you happen to be watching somewhere other than YouTube, there's a link to my channel. You can come on over there Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Usually start on time, but the last couple of times we've had technical difficulties. And then follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Engineer Hoist for infrequent behind-the-scenes content. And a big shout out and thank you to all of our channel members, of which Captain Spark isn't on here yet because this is a file that I make beforehand and you joined during the stream. Thank you for joining during the stream. Also, thank you to all of our moderators and for all the work that you do both during the stream and during our Discord. Okay. Let's go back over here. Oh, let's see. Razorquake here says, it irritated me that Air Raid was the one left out of Combiner Wars Wave 1 since he's actually a favorite of the Autobots. Why'd they have to do my boy dirty like that? Well, the funny thing is, I wasn't quite doing YouTube at the time, but I was kind of managing a Facebook page, and I haven't done it in a very long time, but I was actually making toy comics. I would pose the figures in a certain way, and I would add comic bubbles or whatever. If you go back, find my Facebook page. It's Engineer Hoist, as you might expect. I actually did a story like that. It was a couple of different parts where the aerial bots were feeling dirty because Dragstrip was there, and then there was a search for Air Raid or whatever. So go find that. You can go find my Facebook page. It's way back in the Facebook page, or I think I actually posted it to my website, which again I haven't managed in a while. Engineerhoist.com. It's there. Did you know that? Engineerhoist.com. I haven't posted much there in a while, but I'm pretty sure I have that. So go check it out, Razorquake. It might be a little cathartic. But like the other threads of toy comics that I did, I left it unfinished. But go check it out. I think they're funny. So there's not many of them, so it's a quick read. It's like, So, let's see. Prime Duncan says found Alpha Bravo and Firefly online. Might be able to pick them up someday. Mm-hmm. And then Air Raid became a remold of Skydive. And the Prime Duncan saying that Lego Transformers that we just saw made the jet mode thinner on the sides. Okay, cool. And I know you post that in our Discord server, so if any of you are not in the Discord, check the link in the description. There is a link to Discord there. Grind Time, thank you so much. I've been loving the bot review videos. Why don't you tell me that on those videos so maybe help get some engagement? Because the algorithm likes comments. So I do appreciate you telling me here. It's kind of funny, though. Half the comments I get on anytime I do a review, which is rare, half the comments I get are all about the game. It's like, come on, people, stay on topic. I mean, I appreciate you watching the video and commenting, or did you even really watch the video, or did you just want to say something? It's all good. It's engagement, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to do the reviews. For whatever reason, I was actually, I just kind of was in the mood to do some reviews, and I wanted to try out the whole shorts thing, just like the quick review, and I did it real quick. If you haven't seen it, go watch the shorts. They're like 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds. But I just wanted to do it quick, see, try something or whatever. But I don't know. I'm probably not going to do them all, but those two just happened to come in. You know what I think it was? It was almost 2 full months since I got a new bot when those came in. Because the last one I got before them was the Laser Optimus, where is he? Oh, didn't think it. So it was about 2 full months since I got this guy, and I was hurting, man. It was definitely an addiction, this thing here. But then we got the Junk Heap and G-Axis in, so it was definitely a good time. I was very happy to see them, and it's flowing now. It was like everything was stacked up because in that time. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We didn't crack any crystals, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you because we're already on the topic. In the same time, I got Studio Series Galvatron. Haven't opened him up yet. Not sure if I'm going to do a review. Found Blitzwing on the shelf at Walmart. So got Legacy Blitzwing. And picked up Shattered Glass Megatron from a friend who had an extra one and didn't want it anymore. So there we go. He asked for his name not to be revealed. But if you're out there, thank you very much. So I've got all that, plus I've got another box coming on Saturday with New Age Cyclonus and some Mech Fans toys, Redgar, Hot Rod, and Blitzwing. So I'm getting another Blitzwing. here soon. So yeah, I mean, it's like nothing for 2 months, and then it's a deluge. But that's how it goes sometimes. Um, yeah, do a live unboxing, maybe, but not yet. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we haven't quite got to the crystal cracking yet. Yeah, he does look cool. Yeah, I wasn't going to get him, but certainly wasn't going to chase him down. But when the offer came out, I was like, yeah, man, I'll happily get it. But and you're right. We did say we're got to get back to the game, so we're going to talk about we're going to crack some crystals. Talk about Ruination. Okay, so the reason people are thinking Ruination is because of this guy. In the Fall of Cybertron toy line, from back when the Fall of Cybertron game was there, they did a whole toy line, and so they released Bruticus because Bruticus was in that that game, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. It was fun to play. You could play as Bruticus. It was fun, and they released the toy. It was the first combiner in a very long time. It was definitely not as good as Combiner Wars of Power of the Primes. However you feel about them, they were way better than this Bruticus. And true to Transformers, they no mold goes unrepainted. So they took the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus, and I can't remember if they remolded anything or if they just straight up repainted it. Impactor was in there. He did get a new head, and but he was orange. They had Twin Twist, they had Top Spin, they had Whirl, and who was the other one? Swirl, Impactor, Roadbuster, and Roadbuster is who they had, and they basically formed a Bruticus-like combiner called Ruination. They didn't look like this though. Twin Twist looked like he was Brawl, and he was blue. And Top Spin used the Blast Off mold and was white, not the normal blue color. So they did not match. So the reason people are speculating that Ruination is coming is because we have Impactor, we have Whirl, and we have Twin Twist in the game. Well, he's coming. And but they don't look anything like that Ruination. And so I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not saying it won't, but now that I think about it, the Impactor we do have in the game was a Combiner Wars figure originally. He was based on Rook. But the difference is in the Ruination, Impactor was the torso, whereas this version of Impactor is actually a leg of from the Collectors Club of a combiner called Wreckage. It had very different combiner. They had Toxitron as the torso, Impactor as a limb. It had Fractal, who was like from Predacon. He was used a jet mode, and he was a limb. Counterpunch, just Counterpunch. He had removed himself. He basically killed the punch version of himself and was just Counterpunch. And Blue Streak. So that was interesting. I've got that set, and it's a pretty cool set, and maybe I'll show it off one of these times. So it's very difficult to speculate on the Autobot combiner. I don't think Ruination is going to happen, but he might. I know a lot of people are speculating on. I see it in the chat. You're saying Skylinks. What's the name? Sky Rain. That is a combiner they could do already. Come from Combiner Wars. You had Skylinks as the torso, and there was two different configurations depending on whether you're U.S. or Japanese. They all had, I think it was Wheeljack, Hound, and Trailbreaker. The U.S. had Smokescreen, and Japan had Ratchet. I can't remember which one Ratchet took place from the other four. So that one is that all those bots are already in the game, and some of them, like Hound, is already in the Combiner Wars mold. So that could be why we're already seeing two of the the C-Cons. Is that what are they called? C-Cons? It was from the Beast Wars thing. That's probably why we're seeing two of them in a row here, not matched up exactly. So, Sunstringer Waz is here. Welcome. Says they brought out a combiner every year. Do you think Skyrain will be out this year? Prediction time. It's very difficult to tell. That would seem to be the most obvious Autobot combiner for now because it was there. It was Combiner Wars, and we already did get a Combiner Wars specific combiner in Optimus Maximus. You could argue that Victorion was just a Combiner Wars specific, since that is the only version of those characters we've gotten in a toy. So it wouldn't be too out of the realm of possibility to see a Skyrain. I suppose we'll just have to see the new bots that are coming out and see who else they pair with the obvious God Neptune that we're building. I mean, the Decepticon one is obvious. I mean, as soon as we got, I even forget his name, the last saga. As soon as we got them, it was obviously confirmed that we were getting. I still would have preferred them in this color, mostly just because I have the toys in that color. And honestly, I like that color scheme better. The God Neptune color scheme, it looks nice, but it also kind of looks bland at the same time. It's just a lot of white. So, but C Phantom, thank you very much. It was right there. It just, sometimes I got so many things going in my head during a stream. The simple things are just out of reach. So well, let's take advantage and put this on the screen. So thank you. And you're right. It is kind of a bit unfair to make the cons chase all new bots when the Autobots probably have all the parts. But that's what happened with Menasor. All of the Menasor is paired with Victorion, and all of the Rust Renegades or Torchbearers, however you think of them, they were all in the game from the beginning. And the Stunticons came out, piece by piece. So we've already done that. And that was even the most unfair in the fact that Victorion was 6 and Menasor was 5. I suppose that was a way to make it more fair. So it's a good point, and I know they try not to do that. But it would be the same thing if we're talking Ruination. Okay, so yeah, we're getting him. But if we're using the configuration we were talking about, the Autobots already have Impactor and Whirl, and they've had Impactor for long enough that he made it to a 5-star bot, and Whirl's fairly new, but not that long. I think a lot of people have Whirl. I guess he is pretty new. It's just what 2 months, 2 or 3 months. So it's very difficult at this point on Autobot combiners. I mean, we're running out of them. They're just going to have to start making stuff up. So for that reason, I would say Ruination or Wreckage even. Probably not Wreckage because there's got a lot of Decepticons in there in that one. So Ruination is definitely a possibility. It will be one that we have never seen before and one that we would not be able to replicate with toys for sure, unless they bring something out in Legacy. But even then, if we are using, like I said, if we're using Whirl, which is based on his Generations toy, or if we're using in the Titans Return Twin Twist and the Combiner Wars Impactor, so it'd be basically impossible. Although, now that I think about it, Hat Kid and Hat Glitch could probably pull it off. See how they're putting those combiners together. I just heard some rumbling outside. Must be a storm coming. So we've had a lot of talk here, and I've got 175 crystals to crack. How about we go ahead and go do that? We can keep talking. Because this crystal cracking can get kind of boring sometimes. So I'm just going to start cracking through them. So Yeah, there's been Tonkinator. Oh yeah, for the Autobots. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the. Is it a Target exclusive? I think that it's a G1 Devastator set colored in yellow with like Autobot symbols and Tonka logos. So it's like a Tonka Transformers crossover. So it's a yellow Devastator, and I don't think that's even a fan term. I think they actually named it Tonkinator. So, um, oh my, I've got 80 premium crystals. Well, those shards add up. I tell you that some of that's from the past couple of events. Some of it is from the a lot of it is from the dispatch missions, and they definitely add up. So we'll go ahead and crack through. These are the chests and chips from the 2 weeks ago event. I've been holding on to those, and I'm sorry I accidentally hit the power button on my phone. Try. Nope. So that one. Yes, absolutely. That would be awesome to see if they could pull that off. Please deliver that message. So there's what I got in the red. So that was pretty good. 4 out of the 10 got 5-star shards. That was nice. Blue. Oh, I did out of order. It's supposed to be red, white, and blue, right? So it's red, blue, and white, right? Have a good one, grind time. I think a lot of people are having the same thought. might pick up Tonkinator when he inevitably goes on clearance. Right. And honestly, another thing they revealed today. Oh, 5 out of the 10 got the combat shards or combat chip shards. Yeah. They revealed, what was it? I think it was today. It's like a 5 pack celebrating the Transformers live action movie 15-year anniversary with the studio series of Optimus Prime, Ironhide, Bumblebee, Jazz, and Ratchet, which honestly I think is really cool. I have all of them except, in fact, I think I have multiples of all of them except Ironhide. I never did find Studio Series Ironhide, so I would like that set just for Ironhide. But the price is $141, which, considering it's 2 Voyagers and 3 Deluxes, is right about spot on, honestly. So it's not overpriced. But the only one I really need is Ironhide. So it'd be like spending $140 on Ironhide. What I did think, though, is, well, I could then take those other 4, or I could keep those and take the 4 that I already have and think of them for maybe some custom ideas. So I might get that, but I also might go the way like what who was it? Autobot Phil said. I might keep my eyes on that and see if maybe it goes on clearance. It's supposed to be an Amazon exclusive. It's available on Hasbro Pulse right now. But Amazon does Black Friday deals. They just had Prime Day. Maybe if it sticks around and goes on sale for a Prime Day thing, maybe I'll pick it up then. Because like the Jurassic Park set, I don't know if you noticed, it was normally $104. It was on sale for like $60 the last couple of days for Prime Day. I don't know if any of you guys picked that up, and I definitely, if I hadn't got it when I did, I would have definitely grabbed it then. So I'm thinking I might do that with that movie anniversary set. I might just sit on it. If it sells out, it'll be fine. But maybe if I can find it on clearance or something, I'll snag it. Because I do have other Ironhides from the when he was released originally. I've got a lot of Ironhide. Then I have the Masterpiece Ironhide. However, the NPM Ironhide, however bad that was, I do have it. So I'll be fine as far as collection wise and having the representation of that character without the Studio Series one. But I did hear that one's pretty good. I even got. Let me tell you, when Dark of the Moon came out, that's when I was first getting into this hobby, and I went absolutely insane buying Transformers. I swear I have probably close to the entire Dark of the Moon line, like the entire line. I'm sure there's plenty that I'm missing, but I've got a lot. Yeah, I've got multiple Ironhides. I even have one where they took that movie Ironhide and released him in orange color. Because Ironhide in G1 was orange, so they made an orange movie verse Ironhide, which is actually pretty cool. He's put away for right now, but they don't really scale with any of the other bots now because the Transformers were way bigger back then. They've shrunk a lot. I was surprised. I might have to do that sometime. Go back and get like the one of the very first figures I got was Battle Blade's Bumblebee. So it was a movie Bumblebee, and it was deluxe class size. And there was one time at some point I put him up to a modern Voyager class, and he was as big as the Voyager. So I might have to do that sometime. All right, let's go through most of these other things. Let's got some G-Metal cores. Yeah, I know Ironhide wasn't orange. He was kind of reddish orange. And yes, the orange that they made this other Ironhide was not the same color. It was like Halloween orange. But Ironhide, reddish orange. So you could look at him as kind of an orange. Most would say red. I see it as kind of a reddish orange. So it depends how you want to look at it. Oh, I cracked a gold chip and got a gold chip. Imagine that. Hoist getting interviewed. Now we've seen your collector. What started it all? And Hoist proceeds to tell a 1 hour story. Right, but you know what? I don't know how much you guys watch Patriot Prime's sit reps. I was on there once years ago, and I'm on his streams obviously sometimes too. But I also watch the sit reps that he does with other people, and it's definitely when you got somebody on there who talks and talks and talks and talks. It's definitely G-Metal Firefly. Interesting. I don't know. Do I have that already? I don't know. But anyway, there's definitely been some people on there and that don't talk a lot. He'll ask them a question and they'll give a very relatively short answers, and those aren't quite as engaging. Yeah, so if you're interviewing somebody, you do want them to talk a lot, and even if you're interviewing somebody to chop up for like a television program, the more that they say, the more you can find to more good stuff you can find that actually is worthy to put in on a TV show. So say what you want about me telling a 1 hour story. But it's also one of those things where I'm on the stream by myself. So if I'm not saying something, I feel like it's dead air, even though it may not be. But if you ever go watch one of these guys' channels, I want to have some of these powwows on my channel at some point. But if you ever go watch them when I go hop in. In fact, it was Patriot Prime's birthday yesterday. I was on a stream there. If you go there, you'll find that I don't say a whole lot during those streams. So the other guys, you want to talk about guys who can talk. Every one of us can be like that. I usually, whenever it's competing for talking, I usually take a back seat. I just don't have the competition when I'm doing the stream myself. One of the nice things about doing the stream for yourself is you can do it. Let's see. I should do an interview like me interview somebody else. That's the problem. The problem is I'm not a good interviewer because as an interviewer you need to be asking questions, and I always have a tough time thinking of questions I want to ask. But still, I'm going to try to work on it. Maybe I will. Do some things like that, but it's not easy for me anyway. So these Magnabots crystals would have been a welcome sight if I hadn't just picked up Pachyderm last time. That was some pretty magic the last stream when I had cracked that 4-star crystal, and it was funny. I was thinking back on it, and I had to go back and watch it, and it's like I was thinking maybe I was chanting it, but no, I wasn't even. I was just kind of sitting there thinking, watching the lights light up, and then right at the very end, right before it revealed itself, I said Pachyderm, and then boom, there it was. That was pretty crazy. And I was thinking about it too. So you got Beast Wars Prowl, who we call Simba. You got Beast Wars Ironhide because we call him Pachyderm, but we never really came up with a name for Beast Wars Silverbolt, did we? I was thinking we go. I don't know if you guys have seen the show on HBO Max. It's definitely not for the kiddos, but Peacemaker, he's got a pet eagle called Eagly. So I was thinking maybe we start calling him Eagly. So we got Simba, Pachyderm, and Eagly as part of Magnaboss. Or you just call him Eagle. I think some people do that. Bird Boy? Yeah. Yeah, Oktar's got it. Yeah, he said it hard. He beat me to it. Yes. Do you really want to? Do you really want to taste it? Oh man, that is such a good show. That is one show. You know how online when you're binge watching shows, they do an intro, and there's always that skip intro button. Almost every show, I'll hit skip intro. Yeah, I don't need to see the intro or whatever. Peacemaker, I will watch it every single time. They don't even bother putting the skip intro button on there because I am watching that intro because the song is perfect and the goofy dance that they all do is just is it's fantastic. Sentius Magnus. Oh, that's too bad. I appreciate you asking and being willing to do it. Leo Convoy is Mufasa Prime. Yeah, because Leo Convoy is a turns into a lion too, right? How to take dance classes? Just simple, simple. Just watch Peacemaker intro. Andrew Millers is trying to finish upgrading all these base defenses and allow my and the alloy harvesters before upgrading the HQ. Oh man, it takes forever to upgrade and stuff, doesn't it? New convoy turned into a white lion.
Cliff Jumper. Attack.
We gave a name to all the Optimus Primes in the game except Shattered Glass Optimus. How about either Great Prime or Purple Miss Prime? Oh, that's funny. Um, yeah, take your pick. I think either one works. I've had this hat for many years, and it was a gift. I believe they got it from Spencer's, but it was many years ago. I've had this hat since before the game came out. So I mean, that's been we just passed 6 years in the game. I've had this hat the whole time.
Optimus Prime.
Great Prime it is.
Optimus Prime.
Might have to remind me of that if we ever talk about him at some point.
Deploy. Deploy.
Never seen Peacemaker? Well, it's only on HBO Max, so if you don't have a subscription to that, you probably wouldn't see it. I would definitely recommend not watching it with the hats. You know, the Hat Kid and Hat Glitch. I would definitely recommend not watching it with them. A lot of language and a lot of other more adult stuff in that show. Any plans to visit the UK again? Not at the moment. My sister lives over there, so I'm sure I'll be visiting at some point. But there's definitely no firm plans. My parents are going over there in a little while, within the next month or so, I think. Kid, I convinced to watch Hack Glitch, maybe not so much.
Roll now.
If Optimus Primal gets purple power core, call him Grape Ape like the cartoon character. You know, I was thinking the same thing, and I didn't say it. I was thinking that exact same thing. And what if Optimus Primal got purple? Then we'd call it Grape Ape. Oh, same wavelength, you and me. Oh man. Hate waiting 6 hours to upgrade my Titan. Just got to 3-star. Well, let me tell you what I do with my Titan. Because Titans you cannot use Titans during the events. So that is the perfect time to upgrade your Titans. Don't upgrade them during the week. When you're still battling PvP and all that, keep your Titan out and earn your Titan XP and have them help you along or whatever. And then when it comes time to battle in the events, that's when you level up your Titan because you can't use them in the event anyway. So that's my tip on leveling your Titan. Level them during the weekends. And let's see. So we do have some shards to get. So we got some of these. Then we'll go crack that 4-star crystal, which will likely be a dupe, but that's what I thought about the one that was pachyderm too. Oh, free crystal, yay. Oh my goodness. So we got a few 3-star crystals. Well, those are dupes, but oh my goodness, that's 2 more 4-star crystals. Those are probably duplicates too, along with that other one. So if there's a free Autobot crystal, there's going to be a free Decepticon crystal. Let's see. I know this back a little while. Oh yeah, Optimus name dropped on that one scene. John Cena improvised. Yeah, that's there it is. You know, it's interesting. They said John Cena was in that show, but I didn't see him anywhere. I know, terrible joke, overdone, but. This is you guys are calling for Shatterglass Goldbug. Oh, they're trolling you, Razorblade. We'll see. Wouldn't that be something? Go on, please. No, he says. The Super VH got my terrible joke. More of a meme, really. Super VH puts up the. I understood that reference from Captain America meme. I do that all the time. I've got that meme saved, so I throw out that Captain America all the time. Yeah, the floating suit was odd. All right, 4-star crystals. Let's see. I'm expecting 3 duplicates. So the first one, as expected, it is Cosmos. He is yellow because he's out on a dispatch mission. Next one, duplicate as expected. It is Skylinks. Yo, Captain Modesty. Ooh, gold G1 core. That's nice. And the final one is, as expected, a duplicate. Razorquake, you are safe. It is Lightspeed and another worthless Tactician core. But that G1 Skylinks core is nice. There you go. And those other 2 crystals are just those G metal using Prime Core shards, but you know, they've said that there's something coming that uses Prime Core shards. So I think Sunstreaker Waza mentioned it on the stream a little while ago that he's saving up, and I said, that's a good idea. I really don't need those random G metal cores, which are, my base is almost filled up with G metal already. So if you look around, almost all of my defenses have G metal. It's more than half anyway. So, and I've got so many G metal core building cores that, that extra, beyond this, that the odds or something are pretty low. And then the chances that there's so many bot G metal cores you can get. Again, the odds are just so low. And if whatever they come up with is not worth doing, then I could always just go ahead and buy a bunch of G metal cores. But of course, being a YouTuber who covers the game or whatever, you kind of need to try everything at least, right? So we'll do that. Whew. If you rob before Damon, you get random. Huh? Okay. Update on the recent 4-star? Yeah, let's go check it out. I think he's out on a dispatch mission right now. We got a few of them that I'm working on. He's actually back. So Beast Wars Ironhide, he is level 43 right now. He'll probably be higher than that when we get back. And let's see, Goldfire. I thought I put him in for research. I think he is in for research. He's just not showing. And Double Dealer is 47. I guess let's go. Well, these are Decepticons, so we'll go ahead and bring out Thrust. I've had to level up my Decepticons because I've got so many of my Decepticons needed research. When I hit when I hit the auto select, it wouldn't even fill up because I've got no available triple changers that don't need research. I've got almost no gunners, almost no aerial bots or air class bots that don't need research. So I've been actually leveling a lot of my low level Decepticons. See, there's Ironhide that just fell off the list. All my 2-star Autobots are filling up or maxing out. So like if we go through the list, so all those that are grayed out, those are all off on dispatch missions. Ironhide's back, Double Dealer, almost all of my, in fact, I think all of my 3-star Autobots need research, and they're all like level 42, so it's not even quick research. Then we get to my 2-stars. Look at all these 2-stars. Max, 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 max. Jetfire is available, or Sky Striker is available. Blaster. There's a few of them still left, but these guys they'll be maxed before too long. And I still have some of these guys. They're at like level 30, except for Slingshot. Slingshot I had forgotten about, so he's only level 11. But all my 1-stars have been maxed for a while. They were maxed long before dispatch missions even came out. So. Jeez, all that research, man! It's been like that since like 3 months into the game. It's just so many bots that just need so much research. I don't accept friend requests on Discord though. Sorry, you don't really need to do it. I see no benefit to accepting friend requests on Discord. I've got a server you can go. Join and chat with me there. Even messages. You don't need to be a friend. I don't have it locked behind being a friend to send messages. So there's, it's just a policy. It's nothing personal. Oh my goodness. So after a late start, we got going, and the camera's kind of, well, it froze up for a minute. It looks like it's better now. I hope. Is there anything else we were going to talk about? We kind of talked to the toy stuff before the crystals. A little out of order. See, someone said something about a live unboxing. I don't know. Back to combiners. Oh, well, y'all were already complaining about 1-hour stories, and I thought we think we is, but I think we've pretty well covered the combiner thing. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to transform Gulf, aka Scalor, aka different colored version of Silagon. Now, see, even though to go to between his robot and beast mode, you don't need to do the combiner war style type of thing with the legs. He can still do it because you do need to fold up the legs when you put them into combined mode, or leg mode at least. So that is still a possibility. He's supposed to tab into this. He's got a little notch over there he's supposed to tab into. Whatever. Not quite lining up. This whole thing just kind of folds off onto his back. His arms come down. Got a little mini review here, guys. Turn the head around. Oh, that hand's in there tight. Spudger. Oh, doesn't even want to come out with that. Oh, managed to get that one. Not entirely sure how the whole back piece and supposed to end up. There he is, and then this little tail thing, you just kind of flip this around, and then it's a gun. Can I make base design tips video? I'm gonna say no on that one. I've had the exact same base design for about about the last 5 of the 6 years in this game. I just so I am definitely not a base designer. Red Alert got Lego Miss Prime last week. Very cool. Did you build him yet? He's definitely a fun build. And if anybody hasn't, you guys probably saw him, but back here he's hanging out here with Unicron. Now I did see Toy Hacks put out a sticker set for that Lego Optimus Prime, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do it because I don't really need the. I don't really need the. I don't know. It doesn't really add a whole lot to it to do it. Now I have to do it in one sitting. Too many animals in the house will have for parts sitting around. I understand that for sure. Assume his sword is with Piranacon, huh? No, I just had it in the bag over there. So there you go. It's just one piece of the larger Piranacon sword. And I did keep Overbite, aka Sea Phantom, out. They have the same sword, so they're two halves of the same part. I think that's like the tip of the sword. I can't remember, but these two parts obviously go together. Oh wow! There's a guy who designed an IDW inspired Prime from that set that uses no extra parts. Well, that's crazy. You know, I think I saw a picture of something like that. I never really looked into it, but uses all the parts from the set but no extra parts. That's amazing. Beat the last base of Campaign 7 finally. Congrats. And for anybody who didn't see the video, there's Jaxus. You see how he stands up to Twin Twist. And Scalor. We even have Junkheap out here. You know, one of the things about Junkheap, and I think Wreck-Gar even, Voyager classes, Giaxus, and also Junkheap. One of the things that I noticed about these guys, these Junkions, is their boxes, I believe, are branded as Autobots. But unless I'm missing something, I did not see any Autobot symbols on Wreck-Gar or Junkheap. And that's accurate because this is based on the Studio Series 86, right? Based on the 86 Transformers movie. When we first met these guys, they were just Junkions. They were not part of the Autobots. Now, in Season 3, they did work with the Autobots and were generally considered Autobots. But in the movie, they were not Autobots, nor Decepticons. They were just Junkions hanging out on their planet of junk. So I think that's actually really cool that they did not force an Autobot symbol on these guys. Yeah, let's put him right over there so I can be his head. That's a good way of putting it, Red Alert. I'd say they're aligned with the Autobots, not officially members. That's a good way of putting it. Now, The Junkions that we got back the last time we got them around like the Reveal the Shield Rekgar and I want to say like just regular Generations Junk Heap. I compared that Junk Heap with this guy in my review. Pretty sure they have Autobot symbols on them. So these guys are more accurate in the fact that they don't have Autobot symbols. So I mean, obviously, if you've got some spare symbols lying around, like if you bought some from Toy Hacks or something, you can go ahead and put them on there. I'm not going to be upset with you. So, dude, I have that ordered, and I think it actually comes in tomorrow because I do have an extra Rekgar. Yeah, I happen to see. I've totally forgot about that, but I did order that. I don't know why. I just knew I needed to get a second Rekgar, and I could have. There's been a Rekgar been sitting on my Target shelf for about 3 months now. I almost want to just. Sometimes I just want to grab all the stuff that's just sitting there on the shelf, just so we'll get more stuff in. But I can't do that. I don't have that kind of money. But yeah, I happen to have a second Rekgar because I just thought it was cool because you put them together. I didn't know if we'd get a Junk Heap. They hadn't announced Junk Heap yet, so I got a second Rekgar, and I was like, okay, well that's cool. I'll still get Junk Heap and all that. And then I don't even know how I came across that, but I ran into it and I was like, oh, I got to get this because I actually probably one of the very first things I did to customize the Transformer was I had an extra Junk Heap and an extra Rekgar from that original line where they were like dirt bikes. And in fact, I think I bought an extra one just because I saw these add-on kits. They were from like Jolly Roger. I don't think they ever put anything else out yet, but they released an upgrade kit to turn one into a Junkion Medic and a Junkion Warrior. And so I got one of each, and instead they were made for Rekgar, but it worked on Junk Heap too. So the color's a little off on one of them. But so I did that, and they're over on my Junkion shelf. I called them. They didn't give names to them, like the Nanav said is Rubble, but they didn't give the names to those other ones. So I called the Medic Retread, and no, no. The Nanav is Rubbish, and the Warrior one I called Rubble. Because it seems like outside of Rekgar, a lot of they're all kind of starts with R, kind of like the Dinobots outside of Grimlock. They all start with S: Swoop, Sludge, Snarl, Slag, Slug, Slog, Slash, Spattles. It's a bit tricky on tolerances or tight on joints, but it looks awesome. Yeah, well we'll find out. I think it comes in tomorrow. See, that's why Paddles can't be an official Dinobot, because his name is wrong. It's supposed to start with an S unless it's Grimlock. That's a fair point. They're all medics and they're all warriors because they helped rebuild Ultra Magnus and they all also fought everybody else. Satisfaction guaranteed. Or your money back. It took me forever to even understand. It was like just last year that I actually understood what they said in that scene when they're going fighting Unicron. And Rekgar says, satisfaction guaranteed. And then all of the Junkions together say, or your money back. I never knew what they were saying. That's what they say, or your money back. Because, they talk TV. You talk some TV? We'll call them saddles. Oh. Grimlock came out of the lab today. He's ready to go to 1K power. Oh man, speaking of that, I was very upset because in addition to G-Axis and Junk Heap, I was supposed to get Sludge. All of my friends got sludge, but my Amazon order, now mind you, it was not due for a little while, and then it got moved up and says, "Hey, it'll be here Friday." This was last Friday, and then Friday rolled around and said, "No, it's not going to happen. It'll be here Monday." Well, now it's not going to be here until like next week or like the week after. So, but everybody else got theirs, but not me. That's fine. I got other stuff. Like I already showed you, I got 3 other stuff that I that I haven't even opened yet. Oh, or your bloody back. Mondays. Rip Hoist. No sludge either. Mine's coming from Pulse. Oh, yeah. When I have the option, I order from Amazon because they always get it before. I found that Pulse is just. You would think Hasbro would get their stuff before everything else, but I think it's actually the opposite. I think they actually delay shipping thing to Pulse. Yeah, obviously you got to get that guy through Pulse and the Star Saber through Pulse. Anything HasLab, you got to get it. But other stuff, I just generally don't even look on Pulse. Amazon tends to come in faster. Plus, also I've got Prime, so shipping is free. I've got to pay for shipping with Pulse. Even if you can stack things together to get free shipping, when you pre-order stuff, they just ship it when they get it. Even if you bought multiple things together, if they come in separately, they'll just ship it. So I can't do that tonight because one of the things I have found is that Discord is one of the things that leads to the technical difficulties. So I close down Discord now during my streams. So maybe next time put it in stream submissions, and we'll get it up next week. If they make Swoop or Strafe, no, he'll be called Swoop. He's going to be small. Actually, probably no. He'll probably still be leader class because when you saw the Dinobots in robot mode, they all stood about the same height. Like in the cartoon, they all stood pretty much the same height. So Swoop in robot mode should be standing the same height as everybody else. I know a lot of recent figures, like I'm thinking of Planet X specifically, tended to have Swoop as smaller than the other bots, but in the G1 cartoon, the Dinobots all pretty much stood the same height in robot mode. So I would expect to see Swoop as a leader class, just like everybody else. So. Well, there is one other piece of news that I have, but it's a little premature because I got a little bit of work to go into it, and I got nothing to actually show right now. But I know you're not going to let me get away now that I've actually said something about it. But in addition to these bots that I got on recently, I got a 3D printer. I'm going to jump into that realm. I've been reading up on it. I've got no experience doing it, so it will take quite a while, I'm sure, for me to figure things out. It came in today, but I still have to build it. I have to clear space for it, mind you, and need to download the programs and learn how to do it all. And so it'll be a while before we see anything. Now, I don't expect to make any videos about the printer or the printing process itself. And at first, I will probably be, I need to practice and tune and learn how to do stuff. So at first, I will probably just be printing other stuff that I find out online because I took a look and there's a lot of cool stuff out there. I mean, Fire Talks, and Larkin's Lair, they make some really good stuff, and they actually helped push me to get it. So they're going to help me get through. And Firetalks has released a lot of his own files, and he makes some good stuff. So some of the first stuff I'm going to do is probably be some of his stuff, and there's plenty of other really good stuff out there too. So I'll probably be doing that, but eventually, yes, I do have some ideas. First of all, years ago, I talked about wanting a Sentius Magnus. I haven't forgotten that. But that is, this is the first step. That's a very long way to actually making a new bot. But I am going to definitely be working towards something like that. And I've got a few other ideas that I might want to design myself. But I mean, that's actually, I think, the harder part of it. Once you get the printer set up and you get some experience doing it, there's plenty of stuff out there to print. So I want to kind of get that aspect really under my belt, so I can know that it's really the design's problem, not the printer problem. So I got a little I got some learning to do. So I'll be doing that. And because I'm doing that, the reviews that I started up might kind of go by the wayside again. So yeah, it's a deal. I'll if I end up making a whole bunch of stuff, I'll definitely share some stuff with you. Razor Clay's got a little creation of your own from a 3D printer. I will check it out in Discord. Pieces like guns or fillers. Well, it depends. Definitely probably going to print some guns. I don't really care so much about fillers. I did get those for the Laser Optimus because Larkin's Lair was it was part of the same set that came with the the gun, for the Laser Optimus. So it came with the fillers. So okay, put it in. But honestly, I don't really care so much about the fillers. Although the one for Perceptor's back was kind of a glaring hole. That was a nice one to have. But the people that talk about the waffles in the legs, I don't really care about that. So I won't design any, and I probably won't print any. But guns for sure. And it just occurred to me not too long ago, like just before the stream, I was just kind of thinking about it. Is like, they have. Let's see if we go look in the Earth. Well, first of all, I was also thinking, well, wouldn't it be cool to maybe print some like some of these weapons, stuff like this from the base in the game, missile launcher or a beam laser or something like that, inspired by the Lego version of the beam laser. But also, I was thinking not a wall. Let me find this. Who I'm thinking of? No, probably not. Cause he's going to pull out his gun, right? Because these guns that these bots use in the game, they're not the standard guns that the characters use. They're guns that are pretty much generic to the game. I never noticed he did a moonwalk before he transformed. That's actually really cool. There. Oh, he's actually pulling out that. Okay, let me find somebody else that doesn't have a combat bot. That'll be down here in the 3 stars realm. I don't know. Warpath might do it. Yeah. So a gun like that you see that Warpath pulled out. That's not a gun that Warpath usually has. So it might be cool to build, make a gun like this. That's still a cool looking gun though. What about Cheetor? Oh, okay. Well, that's his normal Cheetor gun. There's a couple of people. I know Firetalks and Larkin's Lair both already made a Cheetor gun. He shouldn't have this guy shouldn't have a gun. He's already 6 guns, but I think he does. All right. Well, he's taking too long. Springer. Yeah, that's pretty close to the gun that comes with that toy, but not exactly. So I mean, that's something to look at if I'm quick enough to get it. What about sideswipe? Oh, he's just going to punch you. So I was definitely going to go through and look and see if okay, he's got a gun. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that thing. That would be a cool gun to have. I'm going to have to remember sideswipe. That would actually be cool. So, so I just had that idea like an hour before the stream. I just thought about it. That would be cool to go through and look at the guns that they have in the game and maybe make them real. So. Yeah, right. But yeah, exactly what I thought. Like little dust statues of the base components. But I would have to make them accurate to the size of the bots, so they would need to only stand about that tall. Because you see your bots walking around the base, the guns and the turrets and stuff like that only come up to about their waist. So I would need to make them about that tall, about the size of a core class figure, I guess. Make roller for Prime. Fire Talks actually has done that. He's got a really nice file for roller. So I could definitely do something like that. I did get that one add-on pack. I think it came with Centurion. I'm pretty sure that came with a roller for Prime. So I don't really need one. But we could definitely do that. Wish they had Blaster's gun like you had in G1. You mean like in the game? Because I'm pretty sure we got Blaster over here. So that's pretty close to the G1 that comes with the Kingdom or Legacy Blaster. So if you're talking about in the game, then yeah, you're right. It would be nice if they had it in the game. We'll just go ahead and leave him here. We'll fill up the review area. A gun for Legacy RC? Yeah, that would be good. I have another idea. I'm not going to say it though. For a use for Legacy RC, another character. But I'm not going to say. I'm going to keep that one under wraps for now. Because I don't have an extra Legacy RC. I'm kind of hoping she goes on clearance because she is warming in the shelves in multiple stores near me. So I'm hoping I can find RC at a discount price because I've got ideas for what to do with Legacy RCs. Not flare up. Somebody mentioned I didn't talk about it, but yeah, Flame War is coming out using Legacy RC. I think it looks fantastic. Flare up, I wasn't thinking about, but I do have a BotCon flare up from the original Prime RC. No, I've got a more ambitious idea. That's what I'm not saying. So, yeah, somebody said Sideswipe's jetpack. Yeah, and yes, correct. They got the jetpack in the Centurion set. No, doesn't mean I can't try it. So, Solus Prime. Not sure. Yeah. See, for now, the any kind of like full bots are going to be way too ambitious for me. I'm going to have to really do a whole lot more stuff before I start making full bots. That's why I said Sentius Magnus, even though that's like my end goal, and I would love to do that. That's way far down the line. Mohawk. I actually have the Transcraft Mohican, which is a version of Mohawk. It's fantastic Mohawk. And there's no way I would be able to design something like that, probably in my life. Let's see. Picked up Bumblebee Pterosaur. Very cool. I'm not really so much into like the original Beast Wars type of stuff, but so I'm not looking for that one. But I'm glad you found it if you want it. So Let's see. Spare for the rest of the Lambo army. Yeah, so that's something that's interesting because there were definitely some. I think I heard about like spoilers and maybe like wheel covers or something out there for like the Lambos. You guys got good ideas. Hammer from Transformers Prime, the one that made Optimus huge. The Forge of Solus Prime, I think, is what you're talking about. Is that what is that what Razorquake's saying? There's definitely. First of all, I have one of those. It came with one of the Prime Ultra Magnuses, and but there are also already some designs out there. One of the things I'd want to do is that huge Optimus Prime, that Beast Hunter's Optimus Prime. He came with a Star Saber, and my Star Saber snapped off in his hand, kind of got stuck in his hand, and I was trying to get it out, and it just snapped off. The handle was still in his fist. I was very upset that that broke off. So I might see if there's a file already out there, or might take a stab at trying to design that myself. I said take a stab at designing a sword. Yeah, so I might take a look at that. Again, it might take a little while. Actually, yes, I have a I forget what the name is, Salvia Promenon or something, I think. And yeah, she has the hammer too. So I do actually have that one. I felt almost as bad when when that Star Saber snapped. G1 Colors RC? No. If anything, I kind of almost want no raw chicken Dinobot. Yeah, I'm not getting that. The G1 Colors RC, actually, you mean from like the Legacy RC, Painter Pink? You're going to see that happen. I guarantee they're going to do that. Actually, I wanted to kind of go the other way. I wish I had or could find some like discounted Earthrise RC, because I was thinking to go the opposite way. Take that RC and paint her blue. Because we've done that before. We've taken the Prime RC and made her pink. I've got a pink RC like that. It was a New York Comic Con exclusive or something. I've got that. So we've done that. We've taken the Prime RC and made her G1 color. I want to take a G1 RC and make her Prime color. I know it's kind of close with the Lifeline, but that's more of a teal, not like a dark blue. But I'm not going to pay full price, or certainly not pay extra price for another version of RC. And I'm not going to mess up the RCs I already have. Kind of wish I had an extra Earthrise RC. Or even the Generations Thrilling 30 RC wouldn't be bad. I know they have a Studio Series 86 RC coming, which is very similar to the Thrilling 30. I don't know. Seen people do that and turn out amazing. You know, I haven't actually seen that. I thought it was an original idea. Well, it was an original idea, but I mean, clearly other people can have the same original idea. I haven't actually seen any though. That was just kind of an idea I had on my own. I'm gonna have to go look for that now. You got Legacy Blaster 2. Mine's actually Kingdom Blaster, but they're the same thing. It's just a different box. You still see Earthrise RC at your Ollie's? Man, last time I went to Ollie's, all they had was one rung. And I'm like, what am I going to do with a rung? Because trust me, I don't like leaving a store without a Transformer when there's one on the shelf. But I was like, what can I do with a rung? And it was only discounted like $2. It was still like $6. I'm not paying $6 for an extra rung that I have no use for. I mean, no matter what you paint him, he's still rung. I mean, some of these other guys that like Pinpointer and stuff like that are kind of like generic Target Masters, you could slap any coat of paint on them, call them whatever you want. But rung is obviously rung. Like now, this isn't the Target Master, but this guy, whatever coat of paint you put on this guy, it's Rung. Nobody else looks like this dude. And it's the same for the little combat bot target master thing. The stores that are expected to have Transformers, not any random store. Although I do my grocery shopping at Walmart, and there's also Transformers there, so there's kind of that. But I don't rant. Don't have Ollie's, but you do have Walgreens. Oh, Walgreens is even worse. Yeah. Brainstorm wasn't exclusive at Walgreens. I never saw one near me. I happened to be in another area, went into a Walgreens, found it. I did find Ratchet in the one near me. Never found Kingdom Red Alert. I don't expect to find Minerva. So it's kind of funny about Rung. So would have loved to have picked up that Rung. What's kind of funny about Rung is, seeing that one there. I actually, when the very first Rung that I found, I bought at Epcot Center. Because I've got annual pass at Disney, and I was at Epcot. I like going into the Japan. I suppose it's called Epcot now, not Epcot Center. That shows how old I am. But I like going into the Japanese pavilion. They've got the Mitsukoshi store down there. It's like a department store. It's not Disney. It's actually the Mitsukoshi department store. And they get like real stuff in there, and occasionally they get Transformers. And I was in there one day. They had a few things. I had everything, but I didn't have that Rung. So I bought Rung at the Mitsukoshi department store at Epcot. So that was pretty cool. But then I found him multiple other times, and I could have gotten him a lot cheaper. But still, I wouldn't have that story. I have no idea. I asked the same question rhetorically myself. There's a possibility. I don't think I could design it, but if there's files out there, I could possibly print it. One thing I could probably design would be maybe a cassette shape, maybe not anything that transforms. So it's going to be a little like I said. I haven't even really started. I got the printer, and I've done some research, but I haven't actually done anything. So it's cool to have ideas for sure. Might have a solution to Kingdom Railroad problem. Oh, it's not really a problem. I wasn't looking for him anyway. I mean, he may have been at the store near me, but I wasn't actually looking for him. So, I mean, I appreciate the offer, but I'm not wasn't actually looking for him because I'm happy with the Siege Red Alert. It was just more that I didn't see him there. I was more emphasizing the fact that my Walgreens doesn't get anything in, or hardly gets anything in. Every time I go by there, there's just like almost nothing. Yeah. Origins Bumblebee was surprising to me that he was a kind of a shelf warmer. I think really what it was that was the first time that a deluxe class figure got raised, because prior to that coming out, everything was like $19.99 in the U.S. I don't know what the price was everywhere else, but it was $19.99, and then that comes out, goes on the shelf. It was packaged as a deluxe, and it was sold for $22.99, and it's a little smaller than a deluxe. You make it deluxe class by throwing in the energy rods. I don't have the Bumblebee here, but I've got the little rods. So I think that's probably what happened there. That was the first time a deluxe class figure or box got a price increase. I think a lot of people were just like, me, I was just like, It's awesome. I mean, yeah, I don't like paying that price or whatever, but we've never seen a Bumblebee in that Cybertronian mode. That's awesome, and it's an awesome little figure too. But that's probably why. That's my guess about why it kind of didn't do well. And the Bumblebee Silver Streak, who should have been called Blue Streak, that one didn't take off well at all. They had it on clearance. I actually picked up two more on clearance, so basically 50% off. No idea what I'm going to do with them, but those guys, the Dotson Bros. I mean, you can repaint. Those guys already have like 3, 4 official versions just on the Autobot side. Plus, then you got Barricade. So I mean, you can really paint them any color you want to, and be fine. So let's see. A little scooter for Rung. That's funny. Yeah, because the MMC one did come with his own scooter, so a little scooter. Actually, I think I was looking through Fire Talks and stuff. He made actually like a little sled, so you could actually put him down to be like a drill. Yeah, you put his little blast effects on, which are kind of drill shape, and you put him on this little sled, and it'd be like a drill because he was a drill that one time in the comics, I think. Pick the second one to keep a mint in box as soon as it went under $10. Except it's got no window. How can it actually be mint in box though? That's an interesting thing. We talk about people keeping things mint in box or mint in sealed box, or whatever. With the window, you're still going to get dust in there unless you protect it somehow. That's great. That's interesting. I never really thought about it until you just said that. I mean, I'm not criticizing you. It's like the whole concept of mint in box with a windowless package. That's interesting. I don't know if anybody ever really thought about that angle. I know a lot of people complain about the windowless boxes because of the possible vandalism or theft or whatever, and sure. So honestly, I don't know. The only place I really know to look is like eBay. Um, Maybe if I don't know if you can make it to any, but like a TF Con or there's a Bot Con coming up, or maybe even any other Comic Con or something nearby. They often have dealers selling used toys. If it's not a Transformer specific one, I don't know how much Transformers might be at something, but toy stores or comic stores, uh, they often get toys in, so that might be a way to do it. So kind of like look around, but it's very hit and miss. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you get if you're trying to keep the value, you would probably want to get like a plastic container or something to keep it in there. But honestly, that particular one, guys, these things aren't going to go up in value. The G1 figures have gone up in crazy value when they're in good condition because nobody was thinking about collecting them and saving them back then. We were all kids and we played with them and we destroyed them. The ones that are in really good condition were often some factory somewhere or some store, and they never got sold. The ones that got sold went to kids who played with them. Nobody thought I'm going to take this and sit on it for 30 years and then sell it for a lot of money. It's just what happened. Uh, so I'm not criticizing anybody who wants to keep things mint in boxes. Some people like the way it's displayed. I mean, personally, I like seeing the stuff on the shelves in the store. It's cool. I mean, the packaging is artwork itself. But when I get at home, I like to open my toys. But I understand the appeal. So I wouldn't ever criticize the mint and box collector unless I would question, if you're doing it just because that's how you like it. But if you're doing it, try because it's going to go up in value. I think that's a waste of money, honestly. I mean, maybe if you sell it, short, if it is a highly sought after thing and you're able to get an extra one, then maybe hang on to it and a few years down the line, maybe sell it. But in 30 years, I'd be surprised if there's much value because there's a lot of people doing it now. So it's not it's the rareness that is what makes the prices go up more than anything. And with a lot of people getting these things as adults, the rarity of it is probably the right way to say it. Isn't it's going to be as high as the G1 stuff. So now I do have some things that I haven't opened just because I haven't got around to it. A lot of things are duplicates that maybe maybe I'll paint at some point or whatever. And I did put some things back in box, like I put the Jurassic Park set back in the box because I think it displays really well in the box. Even Ectotron and Gigawatt or Gigawatt. I'm pointing over there because that's where they're at on my shelf. I put them back in the box because they display well. So some things I've taken out and put back in the box because I like the way it displays. Like I said, I understand the appeal. But boxes overall take up just too much space. And I would rather, a lot of things don't go back in the box well. Those particular ones do go back in the box well, but a lot of things don't. So Pit of Judgment, that's another one that I still have in the box, and it displays well. I will open that at some point. I do want to see how well it goes back in the box. I probably will open it at some point, but I just haven't got to it. I'm happy to have it. Don't really have it displayed. It's just right down there. But it's there. Yeah, the G1 Megatron problem. Yeah. Yeah, you will never see another Transformer turn into a gun. Except like, a realistic gun. That's like human sized. Target Master's fine. But you're not it was a different time back then. So, oh my goodness, look at the time. Even Shockwave, they're making him a spaceship now. So, yeah. What happened to the black Megatron I got recently? Oh, you mean the from TFCon? Yeah. I've got him. He's third party can get away with it. Hasbro can't. But yeah, making him a gun. He's around. He's in the other room, a different other room for anybody else who might be keeping track of my references to the other room. Yeah, that's Six Shot in his submarine mode. Time passes like cars on a highway. Oh, it's definitely time to go. We're getting philosophical and loopy and not able to talk. Yeah, submarine. Yeah, I know. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, give me a break. I mean, I don't care. You can still turn it around and hold it like a gun, and it doesn't look like anything like a real gun. But yeah, I saw the submarine roll. I was like, ugh. Oh my goodness. Oh, it had a rocky start, got a late start, but I do appreciate everybody being here, and thank you for all of the ideas. I'll try to find some way to collect all those in a different way at some point. But remember, my 3D printing designing skills are about that big right now. So it was going to be a long time before I could do anything, but we're going to get there, and I think it's going to be great. And that's going to do it. Good luck in the event. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time.